There's been a lot of talk when you look around, a lot of new faces, 21 signings.
Yeah.
But actually, you've been saying that you're building something bigger, building for the future with that.
Well, I've said numerous occasions, because I know it's pretty unique what we've had to do with the amount of players that have come in, and it's a lot calmer internally than what it might look outside. But we were always going to have to sign a load of players. Whatever league we were going to be in this year, with 5 players on loan last year, a couple of contracts would run out, a couple of players that wanted to go on to different things. So we were planning for change from a long time before, the end of the season. Go into the playoffs, winning at Wembley obviously delayed things by 3 or 4 weeks, and it became, a matter of fact that we had to action things pretty quickly and get going with building a new squad. So it's a challenge that we're embracing. It's a challenge that we are relishing. It's brilliant to be back in the Premier League, and we're excited to be the best we can be.
You just mentioned those signings there, Steve, and how excited are you about that Gibbs-White signing, Lingard, and how they can play up front, Johnson and Dennis, and what are you expecting of them?
Well, I think we've got good options. It's a game changer this year that you can make 5 changes, and I think that there'll be a lot of coaching teams that will really be looking at their strategy on not just the teams that maybe start games, but the teams that might finish games as well, and we're no different. So we know we've got good options now. The idea, going back to Alex's question about signing players, was by the time the window shuts, which it has now, thank God, is that we had enough players to have good challenge for every position and good cover as well, because inevitably we're going to pick up injuries, suspensions. We already have done that. So to go back to your question, Ash, we feel like we've got good options now, good variety of profile of play. We're very clear about how we want the team to play, but at the same time, I think you have to have good variety in every position, and you've got to try and pick the right teams now.
And Steve, how do you do that? You've got 21 new signings. You've been out of the top division for 23 years. It's almost a player per year.
Yeah.
How are you going to pick your best team out of that?
Well, we're really clear on how we prepare for a game and the processes that we use, which is about sticking to our way of playing, obviously respecting the opponent and seeing what might be the right game plan. And then the last part of that is trying to pick the team that we can best deliver that on a game day. So that's our way. I think the narrative is obviously written around, like you said, the load of new players and 5 changes and all that sort of stuff. But we haven't got any more players than every other squad or team we're coming up against. We've just got a lot of new ones. And like I said, I'm glad the window is shut now, because it just means we can get on with our work now and do our best to, like I said, be the team that we want to be. And
it feels like you're going to be the busiest manager, though, of all the managers. I mean, Bournemouth arrive here without hardly any signings, and it's quite clear for them what their picture is.
Yeah,
but for you, it's almost like a trialling process.
Yeah, I understand that, but I also think if you ever look at the teams that have come up with us, and maybe the seasons before, they already possessed a lot of players of the signings we've made this summer. So so we're having to play catch up on that front. And of course, the players we lost to loan, etc., etc. And then we've tried to add a bit more strength and depth and a bit more quality as well. So, like I said, you can only name so many in the team. You can only name so many subs, and actually, you can only name so many in your squad. So we've got no more players than every team that we'll come up against. The topic is there's a lot of new ones.
They've got to produce, haven't they? I mean, no one can ever question the ambition now that's been shown in this window. It's quite astonishing.
And that's the thing, Martin. I'd much rather be answering questions about a lot of investment and new players and ambition, as you quite rightly say, to the opposite.